Hi.
Hi everybody, I'm Steph Hodge with BoardGameGeek, and I am honored to have Friedman Freese with me today from 2F Spiel, and we get to look at finishing time. How you doing, Friedman?
I'm fine. Good here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Having a good SPIEL.digital, I hope.
Yeah,
But
it's
we
just
are
like,
honored
it's not the
to
same, but it's
look,
okay.
yeah, okay. It's not the same. I agree. It's not the same. But tell me a little bit about finishing time here, and where did you get this idea and the concept of this game? How did it come to you?
It was the idea of doing something with worker placement, and I was just thinking of worker unplacement. And this did not work out. It was just like, but in the very moment after thinking of worker unplacement, I got this idea of after work placement. It was just like, oh, what would I do if I do not put the workers to work? What put the workers from work? So to put the workers to their relaxation spots, to go fishing, to meet partners, to go to the pub, to the amusement park, go to holidays, whatever, to get, yeah, unstressed from the work. This was the inspiration started, and it happened, yeah. And then the idea for jogging and fishing, and yeah, then you meet a partner and you can relax with a partner in a special kind of ways, you know. And then you go to the pub, have some drinks, or just go to sleep the night. And when you go back to work, you get stress, but you get money for everything you want to do. And then it was the idea, okay, holidays should be, but then the idea of the union came in, to have a job where you are not allowed to have holidays, where you get extremely stressed for the work. So then the idea of the union came to the game, and then it got political. It was just like, oh yeah, you can strike for better conditions. You start with a 70-hour week, so you don't want to have a 70-hour week, and you don't want to have that the women are paid less for the same work, and you want to have holidays because your boss said no holidays, and you strike for the holidays. Yeah, to get more money and something like that. So it was just like, yeah, it came kind of an instant moment later. It was in there, and then everything, yeah, went out for having this combination of, yeah, things in this game.
I like that. I mean, so I like that you're using most of the mechanics like go on vacation and have fun, but then you're using this other like part of the game to like go on strike and get your better income and make your hours less. And so you have to really try and balance it all, right? So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about let's jump into the game a little bit and get into
Yeah.
the actions and what you're actually doing with everything you just said.
Yeah, first of all, on the right-hand side, you see the board where your relaxation is. You are stressed in the beginning by -5. Everyone starts with the same amount. And on that board, you see that you have a 70-hour work week. On the left-hand side, there are other things. There's a pub where you can work, where you go to the pub and drink. On the other side, you can go to the pub and do some overtime that stress you more but give you more money, or you just go to sleep in front of the TV set. But there's also the payment. You see the payment, and after that, the gender gap is still there, so you have to work against it if to get real money. But there's also the strike thing. So you start on the right-hand side. There's my board. There's green ones. There's 7 workers, and you can go with these workers to work. So you can grab a worker and put it on a space, after work placement space. There are 3 circles to see here. On the right-hand side, there's a circle where you can go fishing or jogging. In this, sports is better than just fishing, so you go to jogging for 3 relaxation. And if these spaces are full, you thank you. You would go for the fishing spots. So the fishing spots are two relaxation, and the jogging 3. The motorbike ride, you can only motorbike ride with your girlfriend or friend or whatever, specific other. And so you start the game with 7 dudes not having a specific other. So you try to get, and there's the left-hand side, there's a board where you can do all the other stuff. You can go to the amusement park. There are different values you pay for to go for the amusement park. the more you spend, the more relaxation you get. But you can go to the blind date and get a partner. So you just grab a partner from these left partners. There are, yeah, undefined. So you can have girl, girl, boy, boy, whatever you like. What's doing best for you. So, and you have to pay for it, and you get one relaxation because you dance. But later on, you might want to go with your partner, if your partner goes back, to the motel to have 6 relaxations for having some fun with your partner, or go for the motorbike ride. So these are very limited spaces for all your workers. But on the other hand, there's also the pub where you can put 3 workers at a time, because this worker placement game is slightly different in that ways. When you are done with putting your workers, you get your workers back immediately. So it's no rounds waiting for everybody finished with the workers. So you open spots for the next player. And therefore, there can be a strategy in the game waiting for the others to open the spots, or or to go faster to these spaces, because we have this one area we can put 1 up to 3 workers in. It's a kind of thing to think about. Putting 1 in, sometimes better to put all the 3 in there. And in the center, in the middle between the 2 boards, there's the holiday board, but in the markers in the center show you only have 0 weeks of vacation. So you cannot go on vacation because you need these strike markers. And we start with some strike markers. I see I have 4 strike markers. So I could go on striking for 1 week vacation. And then I could spend some bucks for my vacation. If I get on vacation with my partner, it costs double, but gets me double of relaxation, because holiday with partner is better than holiday alone. Kind of easy. And this is just a very kind of simple worker placement. The part is there are not so many spaces to put on. They are not difficult what you do there, but you can go on the strikes. There's on the circle left to the there's a strike, and then you get 3 strike markers to put there as worker placement. If they're blocked, then you cannot go there, and then you can skip a turn. Not really skip a turn. You can just use all your strike markers to whatever you have. You can go for more money. You can go for more strike markers each round. You can go for holidays, as we already seen. You can go for, you start with 70-hour week, so you can go for 60 hour, 50 hour, 45 hours, down to 20 hours a week work. So you have to decide which strategy you want to go on. If you want to make a money strategy with a lot of money put in the game to go amusement park, to spend a lot of money for holidays or whatever you think, but holidays you have to put strike markers on. So this happens, and whenever you put all your 7 workers somewhere, you get them all back, then you get money, then you get new stress. So this is the part on the right-hand side where this red area is, and the green area for the relaxation. So every time you get your 7 workers back, you always go down, and putting these workers, you get up step by step, and then boom, again down. So this is if you would not strike, it would be a cycle, an endless cycle, because you get strike, you get relaxation, and then you get stress. You get relaxation, you get stress. But as getting better and better working conditions every time you go through the cycle, you can break out of this cycle and get in the green area up to 40 relaxation. And when somebody gets to 40 relaxation, we all place our workers 1 by 1. We don't take them back, so we block the spaces after the end game was triggered. And then in the end, we look after everyone did some work again, who is the person with the highest relaxation on that chart. This is it.
This is it. No, it's really cool. I mean, the actions are straightforward, as you suggest, but it's all about the timing, because you might want to send 3 guys to the pub and get all your guys back, but you also have these strike tokens. You don't want to miss out on opportunities to use them, and so you have to make sure you manipulate all of that really well in a, and so you're not going to get hit by going back to work with those in that dark red zone. There's like that dark red zone. So if you get in
Yeah,
there, you're going to have to get out of there first.
yeah.
And
Because
so
if you're in the dark red zone, the only action allowed is go to the pub and drink. So if you're really
yeah,
in the depressed zone, the only action allowed is going to the pub, pay for
yeah,
beer or whatever shots
to get out of
to
there.
get out of the
Yeah.
zone. So this might be not realistic, but it felt like.
And so yeah, just managing all of that is really the puzzle of this game, and where you really want to, there's different strategies to try. Maybe you try and get a lot of strike tokens, you work your way up that strike token path, or maybe you get more income, like you said. So there's lots of different things to do, and and all these circles, as Lincoln is demonstrating, it varies depending on the player count. So the more players you have, the more
Yes.
spaces that will be open.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, these
and
are
so
just these circles are depending on the number of players. And there's a special 2 players action where you have a double turn. But if you use your double turn, you give the double turn marker to the other player. So this is also timing
yeah,
again. So it's just like, do I want to
also
have 2
timing,
actions
yeah.
this turn? But then I benefit the other, then he can or she can have 2 actions in that turn. So it's just like, the game is all about timing. It's really, because there's these barrier of 40. When this is crossed, then everything changes and you really in the end game. So you really have to look if the others are near to that. And sometimes you have to, because there's these spots, these holiday spots, if they are blocked. Sometimes in the game, a lot of people go for holiday thing, and there are only 2 holiday spots per player, -2. So it is just like, if they are all blocked, then you cannot, and then you can have whatever money and you have an holiday there. Yeah, it's full, like worker placement is. And the same as amusement park. You can spend a lot of money for amusement park to get there. And if you see that somebody is really ahead and can cross this line, then you might go for all these spaces. And you can really, sometimes it's really funny. Somebody really strikes for 3 weeks vacation and has these $18 for paying for 3 weeks for really big vacation. But then you go only for 1 week for $1 and say, oh, full. But my money, and something like that. So it's interactive in that kind of way.
Yeah, I also like how in the where you can make your work week a little bit shorter, and then you can
Yes.
send somebody to retirement. You can just be like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm retiring.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a possibility for retirement, so you can really make your work week slower. And if you are, and in the same time, you get less stress because you lowered your work time so much. So it is even better that you cycle, because with every cycle you get strike tokens and money. So there can be a strategy to make a very fast cycle, and some people play for a very long cycle. So it is, it's not about the worker placement. The strategy of the game is not about the worker placement spaces. It's not about that I have whatever over 70 worker placement space and have to look which work best. No, there's very limited. This is a game strategy happens somewhere else.
Exactly. So there were some comments in the chat that people really enjoy that it plays 1 to 6. Do you want to touch on the solo mode a little bit?
There's a solo mode in there. Of course, of the lockdown, I had some time to spend on working on solo modes, no game nights, and as you know. And in the solo modes, there are different opponents. So you can choose from different opponents. There's a rich guy, there's a relaxed guy, and something like that. And the solo mode is just a chart where you roll a die and look in the chart what this solo person will do. But they start all with different advantages, because the solo mode is not as good as a human player. So some solo modes start with a lot of money, some start with a lot of relaxing. So you can try out these differences. I even have to look how many there are. Oh, I need my glasses. So there's a deeply relaxed, rich. I need it for in need of vacation. The well-like, the progressive, confrontal, and wealthy. So there's 7 different ones you can try. Yeah, you see it there. This is the great. And you choose one of the 7. And the first, you should start with the first relaxation guide with 0. This is not so, but the guy with $15 in the beginning is it's hard to beat.
Well, it's good to know that they vary in difficulty, but it's also great that you include a solo mode, because a lot of people are playing solo games at this time and have asked a lot of questions on other games on, what has solo mode and everything. So it's really cool that you can try out this game solo as well.
Yeah.
Let's see if there.
Yeah, I know that, and I made some solo games already, but yeah, therefore I have some experience for solo gaming, and it's interesting because normally I really rarely play with 2 players. I play even more 5-on-5, or I play solo. So because my partner is not playing games that much as I do, so there's more game night.
There was actually, I was just gonna say, there's actually a question in chat. Are there any other games like Friday or any other solo games that you have planned that you could talk about?
I just made Friday, and I made Finished, and Fire was kind of a solo. It started as a solo, and we made it a 2 players co-op. So I think there will be more solo games coming out, because it's a different kind to design a game. If you make it only solo, then you can do other things, and it's more puzzle, more And I like these solo games where you try to beat the game. I normally do not like solo games where you beat a score. But with the Fayum we have new now is the same. There is a beat the score solo mode, but it happened that this is the best solo mode for that game, so could not change it.
No, for sure. So I was going to ask about a different game, but I just want to make sure. Is there anything else you wanted to add about Finishing Time? Well, we still have it up, and we're still kind of talking about it. I just wanted to make sure you got everything you want to say
Finishing Time is just, it is. It's all you can see. It's just like, it is up to 6 players because I like to. We are in my gaming groups. We are very often 6 players, and therefore Powergrid was already for 6 players because. I need games to play with 6 players, and it helped a lot. And I think it is.
That's always great to have that option for so many players. It's not found very frequently, and even better when they play well with 6 players, and you always seem to make that work well. So
there are so many games that are best with 2 players because every player only adds more play time and not more. And but I'm a designer from the beginning on to like games that are interactive. So therefore my games could be for more players. It's my
and the Finishing Time is definitely interactive because you are taking those spaces, but your workers come back and releasing those spaces for other people to use. And I've only got to play it as a 2-player game, so having that double action is really powerful.
Yeah, it is, but you have to give it away if you use it. So
you have to give it away. So I know a lot of people want to know more about your new game called Fayum. I don't know if you want to touch on that a little bit and tell us about that.
Yeah, why not? I got this this morning. It is here.
Oh, there you go.
So here, I have it.
Nice.
And maybe we can see something.
Oh yeah, look at that.
It's here on the table. Yeah,
I see it.
Yeah, maybe you could see something of it. My office here. And Fayum is, a lot of people looking for that. The comments say it sounds like a mixture of, what did I read today? It was like a mixture of Concordia, Brass, and Powergrid, which is, if this really is that, then it would be good. It is. It has some feel of Concordia. It has has some feel of roads and boats. It is because we are in this Fayoum area. And the Fayoum area is the agriculture area in Egypt. And it started 4,000 years ago, where they drained it. Was full of crocodiles, muddy, and as they drained it by these channel from the Nile, these Bayou Suf, it got very fertile, and they had a lot of roses and grain and grapes and dates and a lot of stuff. And so we built up we drained this thing for the pharaoh. So we build settlements, we build roads, we build a structure, but we do not own this structure. So if I build a settlement, you can use it. So if I build a road, you can use it, because we all work for the pharaoh, and the pharaoh gets everything. So we only get the favor. So we have victory points, yeah, and we have some resources. So if I go for harvest for their three main resources, it's wheat, it's grapes, and stones, and these are used for building streets, for building settlements. And this is your starting hand is just 3 harvest cards, a build settlement card, and a build road cards. So, but you can buy more cards from a market like in Powergrid. So there are numbered cards, and there are 4 low cards you can buy, but the 4 higher cards is future. It's not possible to buy. There's no auction. You just have fixed prices depending on the spaces there are. And then you have this card in your hand and you play it. But if you need more cards to draw, you just draw from your deck from top to bottom. And if you want to draw more than 3 cards, you have to pay for it. So if you play your weak cards first, and then your powerful cards, you don't have to pay for getting your weak cards back. But this is the problem. You sit there and you really want to play a powerful card, but it's better to play a weak card. And this is, for gamers, it's very hard to see. And if I explain to them today, they always say, oh my God, I want to play this card I just bought, but I cannot play it now. It is not wise to play it now, because I should play, yeah. And then there are a lot of cards in there. Some cards allow you to put cards down under your pile, so you get rid of the weak cards on another way. So this card management is important. As I said, this usage of, if I settlement, and if I have a card, I get some grapes from a settlement because I get a delivery, and I put a neutral worker in there, not my worker, a neutral, then nobody else can use their delivery to that settlement. So if they are full, then it's like worker placement. So we have some kind of worker placement. We have kind of deck building in there with a mixture from the market from Powergrid. And this is to our game, strategic. So
you say it's the market from Powergrid, but you aren't actually like auctioning. You aren't like bidding for the
cards. We're not auctioning. It's just like the idea of numbered cards, where you sort them, where you draw 8 cards and only the 4 lowest are available. So this is the idea from,
I see.
From the Powergrid.
Yeah. Nice. That sounds really cool. And I'm glad you got your copy today so you could show us a sneak peek.
Yeah.
do you have? So we're almost out of time, but I want to make sure that we get all of the information where everybody can get your games. I know that Finishing Time is currently on the BGG store, which is cool.
Yes. Yeah, we had the situation with the COVID stuff and the lockdown, and with all these partners very busy with doing other stuff in their countries. So we made this bilingual, and it was just like a small print run, and therefore BGG was nice enough to take, to help us in the kind of ways to take part in this stuff, to get as well as, and this is only for the first print run, because we think for the second print run we will work with our partners again and have licensed versions. By now there's only these, we do this in Europe and sell them, and the US copies are only at BGG because there are not so many, and we just decided, because I'm together with Henning as this company. We need to survive these times, and we decided to make it this way. And in next year it will be different, and we will have second print runs, third print runs, hopefully. So this will be a normal, kind of normal again. So it was just like the idea behind it.
Absolutely. And so that was about finishing time right now, but is FAM also going to be available in the first print run through the BGG store? Okay.
Yeah, it will be produced now. I've got a pre-production copy. It will be produced on Monday, and then it goes to the compute containers and over there, to you.
Okay, so that will probably be a few months then before that's available.
Yeah.
A few months.
It will take some time. Yeah.
All right, so hopefully maybe by the end of this year, people can start playing that one. Maybe early next year, we'll be seeing that on tables.
Yeah.
Is there anything else in the works from you real quick that you want to discuss?
Yeah, I just made a lockdown blog at BoardGameGeek, and therefore I already said that the next game will be a train game, and we'll see this rail stuff thing. So whoever wants to get more information, it was a lockdown. But the problem is I stopped the lockdown because I got COVID 3 weeks ago, and so I got ill, and we had a lot of stuff doing with that, of the quarantine stuff and so on. So yeah. By now, I think I will start again after the SPIEL.digital to blog again, but it was just like a timeout.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you are better and that you could join us today. You're always such a pleasure to talk to and play games with. So I'm so glad we could show off a few of your games and talk about your new releases. So everybody go look for Finishing Time and FAM, which is coming out later this year.